What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to do motion tracking in After Effects. This was a requested tutorial, so that's why I'm making this, because there are already tons of tutorials, but I'm going to try to make this fairly simple and straightforward. So without further explanation, let's get started. Okay, so let's say I wanted to put a solid up against this little piece of house, whatever it's called, and you can rotate it, get it to stick perfectly, and hey, that looks cool. And let's hit play. Oh no, it's not sticking to the wall because our footage is shaking. Well, that's why we need to motion track. So double click on your footage that you need to track, Window, Workspace, Motion Tracking to bring up your tracker controls. And you have two options, so you can either stabilize motion or track motion. Stabilizing is going to stabilize shaky footage, and tracking is going to allow you to integrate objects into your shaky footage. So basically, I think I'm just going to track the motion. What stabilizing will do is move your footage around to kind of like counter the movement that's there. So I'm just going to track the motion because that looks super cool. So anyway, comes up with this little track point, and basically you have this inner square and this outer square. And the inner one, well, they're actually rectangles, but the inner one basically tracks your point. So you have to have a high contrast point that After Effects is going to have to be able to find over and over. So if we try to track this wall and we hit Analyze, it's going to move all over the place because the wall all looks the same. And then this one is basically just the search area, so it'll search for your tracking point. So if your footage jumps around enough to have this outer, for your subject to go out of this outer tracking point, then you'll lose your track. So in this case, we don't need it too big. Let's just put it right here in the center. Okay, and then over here you have two options, well, three options. You can track the position, which is what I'm doing right now. You can also track rotation and scale. By clicking either of these two, you'll create another tracking point, and what that point will do, you have to put it on another point to track, and it will find the distance and the tilt between these two, and it'll tilt this line, and so then it'll be able to like find the rotation. So anyway, you can just hit here to analyze forward, hit here to analyze backward, and then this is analyzed frame by frame. So if we hit analyze forward, this is, HD footage. I picked some bigger track points, so this will take a good long while to track these 2 points. So I think I'm just gonna talk and say words, but other than that, I'm really not gonna track this whole thing, so I'm just gonna show you part of this. But anyway, I shot this footage with these two extremely obvious track points so that I could add realistic camera shake to basically stable footage. And if I have real shaky camera right here, I can add my data, my shaky data, to a non-shaky piece of footage, and that'll make it shake around. And basically, I'm proud of myself for thinking of that, even though people have done that before me. I thought of the idea without seeing someone else's. So, I don't know, you've probably already skipped to the end of this video, but at this point, I'm just going to hit stop. So now, if we click our little playhead, you'll see these tracking points stick perfectly to the areas that we chose to track. And if we go past to where we tracked, the trackers get off. So let's just go back over here. And we're good. So what we have to do now is create a new null object. What our null object is, it's basically an invisible object that we use to be able to hold our tracking data. And let's see here. Nope. Okay. Well, anyway, it should show up. Mine's not showing up. That's fine. I don't care. But anyway, what we do is put our tracking data into this null object and then use this parent function over here to, you know, have each individual layer have that actual camera data. So if we hit edit target, we want our null to be our data holder, basically track holder. Hit OK and press apply, and for dimensions X and Y. And now if we go over here, it's only tracked to like a certain point. Well, I tracked a good bit of this. Okay, now we're getting off. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut everything off right here just because I didn't track my entire footage. Okay, so now we have tracked footage and it's awesome. Oh, by the way, we only get one null, but the null does contain all of our tracking data. And we can, whoops, never mind. So anyway, let's get this black solid back up. If you notice, it's still not sticking. So what we have to do is parent this to where it receives the motion data from this null. So let's go to our black solid, hit parent to null1, and now it's sticking. So, you know, we can put action elements like explosions and fires all over the wall, or we can make some text. But so that is motion tracking. So, oh, another thing you can do is parent your footage to the null, and that'll move the footage around. And what that does, that's exactly what stabilizing would do, but by doing tracking motion, you just have to parent your footage to the null. You don't actually have to make a null for stabilization because it just cuts out that null step. But anyway, you'll notice our footage moves around, and so it actually still looks really shaky. But if we scale our footage up, it's not as shaky. Well, is it? Yeah, it's very shaky. Huh. That's kind of weird. Oh well. Maybe I should have stabilized it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, guys and girls. If there's a girl watching this, right on. Keep doing special effects, because wow, that's cool. And, you know, go track some motion. Yeah.